Oh, we're
There
live.
we go. Hello, we are live. It is official. Yeah, I didn't get a countdown. I was freaking out.
The
Uh,
countdown was kind of nice. Got me prepared, amped
It
up.
there
did,
we
yeah.
go.
I was like, ooh, end scene.
I
Okay.
love that.
Yeah.
You're amped.
Ooh. Yeah.
Well, welcome to another Stealth Talent Live. We're doing this every Friday to have an industry insider's look into what's happening in the creator economy, and then also a radically transparent look into what's happening on the Stealth Talent side. Katarina can't join us. She's at the SEMA convention because she has a lot of automotive creators who are absolutely tearing it up right now. But joined by two of my business partners, Kasha and Brian. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Great. How are you?
Life is good. Life is so good. I'm sorry, as I'm doing this, I'm trying to pull it up on LinkedIn because last week we had people commenting and
Yes.
I literally couldn't see it. So apologies
Oh,
to those of you who are commenting on that. But
Yeah, there were
here we go.
questions and stuff. I was like, whoa, we missed
we
Yeah,
need
all
a
these.
unified chat system, huh? Like Mob Crush's
Yeah.
old system.
there we go. Yes, you and I both worked on that. And yeah, what's old is new again. I now have LinkedIn pulled up on my other screen. So, hey, new feature this week. I should be able to see your chats. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Cool. But to start, big news this week on the Netflix front. So Netflix did a deal with Spotify to start showing video podcasts. Little story about that. Back when I was at Full Screen, this would have been like 2014, we were talking about the full screen SVOD that was going to be launching, which was kind of like an early Quibi, right? How do we bridge the gap between um, Netflix and YouTube? I was pushing really hard to have our strategy be podcast first. And one of the most
Mm.
successful shows on that platform was Shane Dawson's podcast.
Oh, cool.
So I get to do a little bit of I told you so to all the people back then who said that's not premium enough. But what do you guys feel about this? Do you think it's a good move to take stuff that's mostly free on other platforms and move it over to Netflix?
Isn't Netflix kind of free for all of us at this point? Don't we all have a subscription? Isn't it all kind of looped
Right.
into our monthly at this point? But no, I know what
Yeah.
you mean. Yeah, but I think that Netflix needs to do this, right? That's part of the competitive nature of the marketplace here. I think they have to do this. Spotify's doing this. iHeartMedia. Like, there's a lot of big things that are doing this. Yeah.
Yeah, I think too with the way, I mean, you said it, like on Spotify, you could start watching the podcasts and stuff. And I actually started doing that where I was listening to a podcast and they were like, oh, like if you open the app, you can watch it. And I think now that so many people, like you said, have Netflix and you could just easily put on the TV. I think too with podcasts, it's like, oh, you just want to listen to it. But I think having it on in your house and then you could just walk around and then, tap in when you want to, it's so smart. I mean, I'm
Yeah, I
surprised
mean,
I haven't done this
saying that
forever
out
now.
loud, though, it kind of makes me think that you're just kind of paying to get it on your big screen TV as opposed to your phone at this point. Like that's the difference, and it's a podcast. So, do
Right,
you need that full on entertainment 16 by 9 experience
right.
there?
I mean, my perspective on that is, I mean, I watch Call Her Daddy, so it's like Alex Cooper has all these huge stars. So it's like to me, it's the nostalgia of seeing an actor I haven't seen in forever, and it's like, oh, what are we talking about? And then I'm just more drawn to it because I can see it. So that's for like my perspective a little bit.
Yeah, I think that there's an acknowledgement happening now that Netflix is a curation platform more than anything. You can
Yeah,
find a lot of the stuff on Netflix also on YouTube, right?
Yeah,
I mean, they've got the premium stuff, but that's not what I spend most of my time watching on Netflix. I'm watching reruns of things that I probably could go on Tubi or Pluto TV or something and find for free.
or
But you
syndicated
get
cable. Yeah,
totally, yeah. But you get it ad free. The
yeah,
Netflix is curating it, so they're trying to find the best stuff and they're trying to flag it for you. And the fact that it's on Netflix kind of pushed it to the zeitgeist a little bit more. So like just like Coco Melon tearing it up on Netflix, I don't really care that I can get it free elsewhere. It's just kind of nice to have it there.
it's
right.
curated. It's like the full playlist is there. You can pick and choose. It's a little more control. You're not getting fed something. You can, you have a little bit of choice there, but you are paying for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I find my, like, even in the 90s, I used to watch Howard Stern on E. I think a lot of probably boys of my age did the same thing, right? Where it was like literally them talking into a microphone and then cutting back and forth.
Yeah.
And it was like the cheapest programming you could find on TV back then. It was really compelling. It was just the radio show on TV and they had celebrities. And how is that different from a premium podcast nowadays?
But you got to see Baba Booey and you got to see Robin, and there was that added level. It's what's old is new again. It's just the same
Yeah.
exact thing.
Yeah. They were onto
It's great.
something. Absolutely. So ultimately, I think we all agree that Netflix did something smart here, but
Yeah, and they've got the pockets to do it and make those cool partnerships happen. And I think that it's an easy test for them to do to see if it even sticks. But yeah, you got to do it now.
Yeah.
for sure. Well, luckily, to something that might be a little bit more controversial in terms of curation and search, Snapchat did a deal with Perplexity, $400 million deal in order to bring AI search into. I mean, the details are a little fuzzy. I've read like 3 or 4 articles on it. I'm still not 100% sure if I get exactly what it's going to do, but it sounds like Perplexity is going to make it so things are more searchable and discoverable on Snapchat, which historically has not been a great platform for search, but
Yeah.
love to hear thoughts on AI search within Snap. What could this look like?
I mean,
I am not too full of I do not know enough about AI search to know, but I know that even a
Yeah.
basic search in Snapchat is unavailable and has always been unavailable, and it's always been something. It's hard to source through that app or meet new people and find new creators and do the thing that
Yeah.
we do. It almost put a barrier in between those creators and what we can do unless they were on a different platform and we could actually reach out to them. So, I mean, does this AI search just mean that they're going to be surfacing specific based on? Could you explain that to me? What that would even look like versus like a normal, search bar search? Like, how does that change?
I'll give you a pitch. So on other platforms, you at the very least have post data or metadata. On Snapchat, you are doing this all day. So the only time you get metadata is when you're like, put text over frame or something. So the idea of an AI contextual search I can take a picture of a dog and it'll be like, dog in park. They already have location tagging from Snap Maps in Los Angeles. So if, for example, my ideal version of search would be able to do a voice chat search where I say, hey, I want to see cute dogs in Los Angeles, then it's able to bring up publicly available stories
Got it.
of snaps. That's my guess. I have no clue, but that's the most useful version of it I can think of.
Interesting. So then that'll help creators that might have cool dog videos get surfaced a little bit in those curated searches in a way, because it wouldn't be just surfacing the top folks at that point, right? It would be surfacing all the dog people.
Yeah.
That sounds like it'd be beneficial for creators.
Yeah.
That's what I'm all about.
The way I'm viewing it too is for brands. It's like now you can do a brand deal through it and being like, how's an easy way to find something if there's like a pop-up, some kind of premiere, any new, some event going on. And then if, again, it is hard, you said, like, hard to find specific creators. So you don't even know who's going to be posting it. So it's just like, oh, I heard there's this going on. And then it could open up so many opportunities to like see more content through it.
Plus having an in-app tool that brands can use to just say, hey, how many times was my cereal featured on these snaps? Be able to get that all in one with very little work. I mean, you can probably have an internal person doing that for you. So that's probably very helpful.
Yeah. I wonder if Snap is doing this because they saw the statistics around TikTok and search, where now TikTok is like a bigger search engine than Google for Gen Z. I wonder if they saw that and said, look, we tried Snap Maps for discovery. I don't know a single person who uses Snap Maps for discovery, so that might have been a wash. The Discover panel, because it's all just based around what you viewed in the past, but then also what's earning the click base. It's very animal brained, right? Like mine is extremely full of cute dogs because I watch cute dogs and just gives me more cute dogs. So it's kind of like, it's not like the TikTok FYP where they work in other content to see what I think. It's like one thing.
Yeah.
When I was working with a lot of models that We Are Verified, my whole Discover pane was just models. and my wife wanted to murder me when she saw it. She's like, "What are you watching?" And I'm like, "No, it doesn't think
It's not
that
me.
way. Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
me.
right.
It just does. That's not how this algorithm works." But the
Remove me
idea,
from this.
right. But the idea that they could like flank TikTok, where TikTok you still have to manually search, instead you can just be like, you know what I feel like today? Show me creators that do X, Y, and Z. I agree. I think that like that's feeding into the branded story of monetization of Snap Stories in a way that they've struggled a little bit in the past, because the ones that are hitting high volume, let's face it, are mostly models. Like if you look
Yeah.
at the top 100 Snap profiles, a lot of kind of Kardashians and Kardashian type people.
Right.
Well, the way too, I feel like a lot of people use Snapchat is for like, here's a behind the scenes into my day, and it's not anything serious. So that's why
Yeah.
too, if a brand is like, okay, clearly this person's going to an event, so obviously they'll post a TikTok or on Instagram,
Right.
but then they'll go to Snapchat to be like, oh, who's X, Y, and Z hanging out with? Like, what's actually going on at the event? That like these people, who's actually there? It's like, I think it opens up so many doors, but I
Mhm.
think you would have to know about it to really like actually
Ah.
use it.
Right. By the way, we got
Yeah.
our first comment in real time. April Pisa. Hi. She said hi, gang. So there we go. We
Hello.
can see comments now.
Yay.
No, yeah, I agree. I think that contextual content based on location has always been a bit of a golden goose for me. I was really excited about it. This was forever ago when Instagram decided to start putting location tags on things. I was like, oh my God, now every mom and pop store in the world is going to be fighting for those tags. And it
Right.
never quite got there. And maybe
Yeah.
this will be one of the things that's like, oh, I go to Coachella and I can become even a bigger influencer there because so many people are going to be searching location based around there. So maybe
I mean,
we'll see.
TikTok doesn't even, I feel like they're not there yet with that too, unless
Mhm.
it's specifically in the videos or in the caption of like where it's at, where, what, like type of thing. I think that the map in TikTok, I feel like is not even really there yet. Unless it's just like
Yeah.
you're looking based on a location and then it's like, oh, Los Angeles, and then it'll show it, but it's super vague, I feel like.
And they lie. Like people
Yeah.
people on TikTok.
You could put any place. Yeah, you could do anything.
Yeah. I tag everything Los Angeles, California because I care about my anonymity a little bit. Like, unless it's like I'm at Universal Studios or something where it's like, I don't care if people know I'm there in real time.
Yeah.
But like, when I then go back and search Universal Studios, it'll be people in a movie theater watching a Universal movie. It'll be
Right.
people clearly in another country that are like talking about Universal Studios. Like, I would love if there was some sort of like validation point where it's like you can tag whatever location you want, but you can verify your location using your mobile
Yeah.
ID as well. So you can see verified people at location. So TikTok, there's a feature request for you.
Yeah,
It
there you
seems
go.
like
And
there
I feel
should be
like with
something.
Snapchat would do that. Snapchat
Yeah.
has that where it's like, yes, they're actually here. Or it's like
Hmm.
you see the map and then it's like a popular location, all these like a concert's going on.
Yeah.
All these people are posting about it. They post it on the public and then everybody can view it. So it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I do turn on my Snap Map when I'm somewhere cool. Other than that, I keep it off. And I'm
Yeah.
shocked how many friends of mine just leave it on all the time. I'm guessing they don't know they're leaving it on. But I'm like, literally anybody who is a follower of yours knows not just that you're home, but where your home is. That's kind of creepy. I don't love
Yep.
that.
No.
But I digress on that. But yeah, I think it's great that Perplexity did it. I like Perplexity as an AI engine too. So like, that one's cool. That's a cool one.
Yeah, I'm
One more
curious.
thing. Yeah, totally. Super relevant to what we do at Stealth Talent, helping to build companies around creators and IP expansion. Creator Camp, which just launched their first movie recently in the movie theaters, just got a 3-picture deal with through Attend. I don't know much about Attend, but
Neither.
it seems like it's working, and I am a firm believer in the idea of like creators being able to like up level into the movie theaters. But I'd love to
Hell
hear
yeah.
thoughts on that too.
That's always been my love of this, is to that transition between the digital to the traditional. I think that there's a lot of opportunity there, and there's a lot of talented people out there. And because you have this distribution, you can finally be seen, and now we can easily show that content to people that have these like that are decision makers, like this Attend theatrical. What I like is that Attend, it seems from my very limited research on them, is that they're more independent focused, which makes perfect sense for working with creators, especially when they wear tons of hats in order to produce their own stuff. So they can kind of see where, and let's talk about its budget, right? That would always put the guardrails on when you're making a movie. So you need to wear multiple hats as a low budget filmmaker, and they know how to do it. So this is an easy transition, I would say, and hopefully successful. We've seen so many cool YouTubers turn into filmmakers here from, obviously, Key and Peele, or, Jordan Peele specifically, but Raka Raka now, and sorry, the Philippou brothers, the Raka Raka folks, and then Zach Kreger. Just, I mean, they're really doing big stuff right now. I mean, so this is, I think you're going to see a lot more studios picking up creators like this. Oh, and then also Chris Stuckman, the film reviewer who has a film out right now. I want to say it's called Eden Lake, but I'm wrong. That's a different name. But he's got a horror film as well. So it's like, this is the time, like, capture this moment.
Yeah, I think too, it like makes creators want to actually put in more of an effort or make something bigger. Like now it's the opportunity.
That's
to where
great.
it's like,
yeah.
I've like never been able, I didn't even think I could make a movie or like a short film, whatever it may be. And like to be able to like show the world like that, I think it's just going to open up so many more doors for creators.
There was a moment in 2007 when the iPhone started growing a lot of popularity, when finally you could start shooting videos that looked good that you could post on social media. You didn't need a mini DV camera anymore or an editing suite. You could just go straight from phone to post. And because of that, all social media video blew up. Like YouTube would not be YouTube today if it wasn't for the iPhone popularizing that size. I see AI as being that for premium theatrical filmmaking. Right? Finally, you can make something with a creator that's in the budget range to justify a creator's fan base, but also of quality to justify a big screen experience. And I don't think AI is all the way there yet. Yeah, we saw it, and we could talk more about like the mind-blowing demo that we saw yesterday, because it was mind-blowing. But like, I think that AI is soon going to get to a point where even if it's just color correction, audio cleaning, all those things that we take for granted that you need in order to have a truly theatrical experience, like AI is going to make it cheap enough now that one of our creators with 5 million followers who might only be able to sell $100,000 in tickets to movie theaters might become worth it.
Yeah, that might be a 3x payout based on what we've been talking about. Movies that are being made, big blockbuster type movies that are being made for sub $50,000. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And the quality that we saw, and I don't mean to jump ahead to what we were talking about. We went to a conference yesterday. We met with some really great Korean media companies, specifically animation companies and AI production companies. The AI production company, Meta-K, I believe they were called. Yeah. They showed us some demos that were partially shot in the medium and close-up frames of real actors. It was actual production being done, but the sets were extended and things were extended into their wide shots and their establishing shots through AI. And, while I always want to put the artist first, I mean, the mixture of both is kind of, I think, where we're going to start seeing some unification there with the artists and the technology. Yeah.
Yeah, this convention that we went to yesterday, I don't want to get it wrong. It was put on by KOCCA. I'm looking at the program right there, KOCCA, which is the Korean Creative Content Agency. I think they were the main sponsors of it. And they brought a bunch of companies from South Korea out, brought them to the heart of Hollywood, and then invited a lot of people like us who are just Hollywood industry types that might be relevant to their companies to just do half-hour meetings with each one of them. And I am not joking when I say that this essentially one-room convention was more useful than a lot of these 10,000 person conventions we have, because it was just back-to-back, like, we meet with Pinkfong, we meet with the people that did Pororo, we meet with a really great AI audio tool, like, and it was all scheduled for us, so we didn't have to go like, who do I talk to next? It was all right there. So, and as always, South Korea is just crushing with entertainment. They've always had the pipeline. The way that K-pop has always worked has been better than boy bands in America. The way that they've been able to do globalized IP has always been better than the Hollywood system of globalization. Yeah. The way they're doing animation is always cheaper and better looking. The way they're doing development is smarter. Like, they're just crushing it, and every Hollywood studio that's not meeting with Korean studios all the time is probably missing out on something pretty important.
And finding out that they're extremely good business people too, from speaking to them one-on-one yesterday. Like they de-risk everything. Even these multi-billion-dollar companies are just like, no, we are looking for $1 million in funding to get this thing going. It's like, do you really need that? Do you really need that? But that's how they do it, and it's smart.
They said the key, which is we're looking for the money, but we're looking for strategic money, right? Their goal is not just to get $1 million. Their goal is to get $1 million from somebody who can get their next animation on Netflix right away, so they can start building profile, so they can sell toys, because that's where you make your money. You don't make the money from the show, you make the money from the toys. Baby Shark is great. Baby Shark Bubble Bath is better.
And we saw some really great toys too. There's some really cool Korean properties out there, very Voltron-esque, and seems like really exciting stuff that I'm excited for my kid to get older to get into that stuff too. Yeah.
One thing that struck me about the toy thing is how 1980s a lot of the toy strategy was, though.
Oh yeah.
Like
Voltron.
Yeah, but like when I watch a lot of like Nickelodeon and stuff with my kids, and when I see commercials for like what the hot toy is right now, they're super interactive. And what I was seeing, the reason why I was challenging so many people yesterday at that conference about their toy strategy is because I was seeing a lot of action figures that were just action figures. And what I would love to do if I was given the reins, that is, don't give away your licenses to these companies that are just going to throw more action figures on the shelves. Try to build something with NFC that can be able to like scan and have it talk in special ways, right, or have something that feeds into a mobile app. Right, totally. Like there's so many next level things they can do to take their toy strategy from like, yeah, we launched this cartoon, it's popular, and then we make $10 million from toys, to like, we have the hot holiday toy because it's the RIP plus a great idea on top of it.
What is the karaoke version of K-pop Demon Hunters toy, right? That you can record your voice, maybe auto-tune it, sound like all that, really like create a track, right? Like really lean into that side of the show. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it's my digital media brain, but I always think like, if this is true, what else is true? And if K-pop Demon Hunter is that popular, then what they should do, because of the soundtrack, is a mini karaoke machine with the backtracks of everything they have, an app that can show up the lyrics, and then kids can record it. Their voice singing.
Somebody's going to take that idea directly from this podcast and hopefully.
Yeah, I was going to say, you shouldn't have said that.
Yeah,
please do. I want my daughter to ask for that for Christmas, and then I'll go in the other room while they do the singing.
Yeah, right. There you go.
Also, Paul Schrader just dropped into chat. Hi, Paul.
Hello.
Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off, Kasia.
No, you're good. I just think about though, like when my sister was little, she had like when Frozen was huge, it was the microphone, and it was just like she would scream into this microphone, but while the song was playing. So I mean, for parents, it's just awful because it's just like these kids are just screaming. But I mean, she played with it all the time, so it's like that's interactive. That makes her, so it's more fun.
The marketer and me, we still do the thing where when we get like the Amazon catalog or something, when we get physical catalogs in the mail, which every toy brand should still be doing, I 100%. Literally still give my daughter a marker and say, circle the things you want. And then the marketer in me watches what she circles, and then I ask myself why. And the things that she circles, yes, it's all the popular IP stuff, of course, because that's what gets her excited. But the stuff that she circles is the stuff that's like fun and crazy. They're the big idea things. It's the dolls that poop, not just the dolls, right? It's like the board games where there's moving stuff, like Mousetrap, not just the ones where you move stuff around the board, right?
I think Beast's line is pretty interactive, even though it's a lot of action figures. There's the goo, right? The slimy part of it too. That, I mean, my kid loves. I love that. I'm a
For sure, but a lot of the cool toys that I see on that side are not the ones that built in with the IP. And the ones that are built in with the IP are oftentimes not doing the cool stuff. And I would just love those two worlds to get together a little bit more.
Because they kind of phone in the IP stuff, right? You slap the IP on the mold that you already have designed, and you're not getting creative with it. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Well, I'll shout out
like the interactive digital stuff.
Yeah.
And Everett my son Everett, he jumps on that stuff all the time. Like, when something has some sort of like a Tamagotchi type thing, now they've got the
Yeah.
faces that change and you can feed them and whatever. It's the same old concept as those little
Yeah.
LED or LCD things, but now it looks better and
Mhm.
LED. But yeah, those are the things that he circles a lot. It just looks modern, you know?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. For sure. Absolutely agreed. And Kasha, I want to jump over to Fryboy because you have a huge Halloween crater, and it is now November 7th, which
Yes.
means Halloween ended a week ago. And I know that
Over.
you're working on the next strategy. So, in the name of radical transparency, I would love to go through your thought process of what happens to your big Halloween crater when Halloween's over.
Well, that's the big question, right? Especially all the brands are like, what do we do with this guy? It's just Halloween and Halloween's over and now it's Christmas. But what do we do with him? Because he has 2.5 million followers and insane views on every TikTok he posts. So it is definitely a huge conversation of strategy and kind of picking his brain to be like, what do you want to do? And so obviously, good looking guy, the girls go crazy over him, but it is the sense of beauty because he has face paint on his face. So he has to get rid of that and being like, what do we do outside of that? And then on top of that, it is the fashion, what he's wearing when he is scaring. He's a scare actor and performing. So it's like, how do we do this and incorporate this into something that could be a daily, everyday type of content that could expand his fans and audience that view him every single day will still want to watch and relate to it, and that's kind of what we're figuring out. It is tapping into that scene of fashion and beauty and just seeing what else is out there. But on top of that, this guy is a huge gamer. He was just constantly talking about all the huge games that he plays. He's like, I'm a huge competitive gamer. I would love to tap into that and see if, my audience would resonate with it. And that being said, he is wildly popular on TikTok Live, especially. So I think it's just in the sense what makes sense, him going live and playing a video game, because then it combines and then that opens up more things for him to promote and to do. So definitely big conversations are being had. And so we are currently in the process of seeing what Fryboy Gaming could look like. And a lot of brands are very intrigued. So I'm excited to see kind of what happens in the next week or so, few weeks, and hopefully have a huge success during the holiday time. And just see kind of what it could lead to, especially in the fashion and beauty realm. So we are tapping into everything with him, and we're so excited. So
Makes sense. I mean, the one thing that I think every time I look at Fryboy stuff and I think about post Halloween is I don't know what it was like in everybody else's high school, but just because it was November 7th, the goth kids in my school were still goth kids, right? Like that vibe,
exactly.
horror movies I watch in January, just like I watch in October, right? Like,
Yeah.
yes, there's tentpole moments for a Halloween creator, but also there's kind of a vibe that permeates through all of us where the same way that like my wife listens to true crime podcasts year round, she's not just
Exactly.
waiting for October. So finding that right fit, it's not
Yeah.
easy. Nothing a
No.
talent representative does is easy, but you're doing great work trying to crack
Thank
that code.
you. Yeah, we're super excited. And I think too, like you nailed it on the head. It's like horror is everywhere. There's the new Scream is coming out and it's coming out in
Yeah.
February. Like that's a random
New,
time, but
new Resident
it'll
Evil, new Resident
new
Evil's
Resident
coming out.
Evil. I
Yeah.
mean, there's so many things, and these people, that is their world. Like, that is things that they love. So
Mm-hmm.
he will never be out of the trends. He will definitely be always popular. And it's just like, how do we really dig into that? I mean, like, how do we expand this and make this more than just Halloween? It's not just Halloween, it's the aesthetic and the darkness and just how it resonates with people. And so
Mm-hmm.
there's so many possibilities, so much potential.
I'm all about Halloween year round.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, same.
Same. And if Hot Topic doesn't literally come knocking on his door one of these days,
Oh,
then
right.
he should just buy a Hot Topic and just be the general manager of it.
Well,
Hey,
that's the thing,
Austin.
right?
Yep. Sorry, Austin Nell just commented, so I was just saying hi. But yes.
Hey, Austin. Yeah, it's just definitely like if he's tapping into fashion and then being like, oh, well, I would want to make merch. And it's like his face is
Mm-hmm.
so in the makeup, it is so like his face. It's like you could sell that and on Hot Topic especially. So it's like how are we gonna tap into that? Like what
Mm-hmm.
there's so much to
Is there
do.
special
Yeah.
accessorizing that he does? You know, like look into that, like bangles and whatever bands and whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
because he looks like he's pretty leathered out, or at least pretty blacked out.
Yes.
Yeah, gothed
Yeah, so
out.
he
Yeah,
does he has like the suit and tie moment when he's performing, but then after that he
like
like takes it
Slender Man.
off. Yes, and then it's like the vest, and on the back of his on his back he has his face on it. And I'm like, that could sell so well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
just, and it doesn't matter, like it could be a drawing and it doesn't necessarily have to be his face, but it's just that specific makeup of like a clown or a skeleton.
Different art styles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Something sprayed,
And
something. Yeah, yeah, that'd be really cool.
yeah,
For
people would
sure.
wear it.
And
People are
Jose
wearing
just
things
jumped
like
on. Hi, Jose. Sorry, I'm trying to say hello as well we go.
Oh,
But
yeah,
no,
that's
there's
fine.
something about Fry Boy that's very like Victorian horror, like the
Yeah.
dapper horror look. I don't know. I
Yeah.
think that's like
He's like the
it's
new
classy and cool.
Pennywise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
for
looks
sure.
like the newest Pennywise version. You know, it's kind of, yeah, Victorian, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, so
That's cool.
there's a lot going on. So we're very excited. I'm hoping like in the next few weeks as we do this, I can like announcing like, oh, now we did this and now we did this, you know. So we'll keep y'all posted.
I love that. And yeah, you mentioned it during that chat, but we are now officially a TikTok Live network member. We are an administrator of TikTok Live. Hi, Dwayne. Good to see you. We, like everything else, we are trying to think about it a little bit differently. We kind of know the game of TikTok Live networks is to like bring a lot of people on and encourage the heck out of them to just stream as much as possible. But we see this more as kind of the IP building comprehensive strategy of how does this work into the larger social media strategy and use live in order to get more lean in engagement around your TikTok following. That sometimes through short form it's hard to build that level of fandom and celebrity. So do you guys have any thoughts on TikTok Live and where it is right now for your clients?
New to me right now. I mean, I know Ivan goes live often. He always has. He does a restream or a multi-stream across several. TikTok. TikTok is his primary. He does the best there. Riley has not done it. He's very excited, and I think that our first project is going to be a Cook with Me live. I mean, we're just going to kind of keep it simple, keep the content simple, but make it about something that he can easily do to try. But we're going to definitely work that into the regular schedule.
Yeah,
and I know, Kasha, you already have Fry Boy going live like
Yes.
crazy, but he's so big. He can't roll into our
so
networks. He's so
big.
big.
Yeah, so that's, you know, a question mark of too big. How is that possible? But you know, that just kind of shows that you don't necessarily need something specific to be big. You know, this guy goes live after his shift, after scaring or before scaring, and it was a success. He now, because post season, he's still getting 3,000 to 5,000 people on his lives, and it's just him sitting there just because he's going live and these people want to see what he's doing. But before, you know, he was in the makeup or without it, and it was just like, hey, we're performing later. And just seeing him before the kids would go and visit him in the park was that exciting. So it's just like a tap into everybody's life. But I'm excited to see, you know, for these people that haven't tapped into it, just to see how much growth they could have, especially like for Riley, for example. It's just like what it could look like. I mean, having the experience with Twitch streaming and stuff, it's just, I like seeing now the comparative of like, okay, which one kind of does better. And I have creators on my roster that Twitch stream and TikTok live at the same time. And a lot of people are like, TikTok is just so much easier to become popular. And so it's just, you know, the algorithm works better for them. And so many people are coming in and seeing everything. So it's just, I think it's changing up the game for sure. I think we touched on it last week, but also like at TwitchCon, I did go to a TikTok event and talk to all of those, the gaming side of things. And they were just also constantly being like, yeah, we're rolling out new updates and this, and we want the feedback to be like, what more can we add? So I'm very excited now that like we have it on our side to really see what it can do. And if Fryboy Gaming ends up joining our, you know, our agency and seeing how that does, is he gonna excel in the first week he goes live? Then okay, great. But you know, it's like just seeing what what happens is exciting.
I wish TikTok would be more like Twitch in that it feeds me stuff that tangentially I'm interested in. I'm an admitted Mortal Kombat nerd, so my whole feed on live when it comes to gaming is all the Mortal Kombat players, and I
Yeah.
love watching them, but I want to see other games too, and Twitch
Yeah.
allows me for my
Yeah.
variety that I like. You know, I want to switch to Claire Obscure here and there, and I want to watch some Dispatch. Oh, and Arc Raiders now is huge. So, you know, TikTok just kind of feeds me the one thing that I've
Hmm.
either liked on at least once or commented on, and it's like now I'm getting overloaded with it. So, but I think it's just a featureless right now from
Yeah.
a Twitch viewer standpoint, which I think that's what they need to improve on.
That was actually Zesty Bestie's biggest, like, hey, you guys should add this. It's just making the categories more diverse and having
That's
more,
it.
because it's like, you know, he could play Fortnite and then he's going to play a simulator game, but there's no option for this new simulator game. So is it going to go out to a bunch of people? Probably not, because it doesn't work. So then he sticks
That
under the
seems like a job
Fortnite,
for
you know?
ChatGPT. Like, feed me all the categories potentially and insert. And
There
it's
you
like
go.
done. You know,
Yeah,
like,
where's their
Yeah.
Perplexity AI driven search deal?
there you go.
I
Yeah.
agree. Like the experiences of discovery on Twitch and TikTok could not be more different, right? You go on
Yeah.
Twitch and it's still search, surf, and subscribe, right? It's like I want to watch Fortnite. I click on Fortnite, and then I can view the stuff. Or I've already liked this person and they're live, so I go to it. TikTok is still this, even in the live ecosystem. So more new people tuning into your stream. They stick around for far less time. On TikTok Live, it's very normal for you to go up to 1,000 concurrents, then down to 10 concurrents
Yes.
in
Yeah.
like a matter of 20 seconds if the algorithm
Yeah.
likes you for a second. So it's like, how do you make sure that it's visually shocking, constantly entertaining? Like you get it right away just by looking at it. It's so different, but I'm excited for that because there's going to be a whole bunch of people who would not be able to make a career on Twitch, who if they
Yeah.
start game streaming on
Yeah.
something like TikTok might be able to break through because the algorithm is just preferring different
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. I'm all
And
about that.
Vinny actually, Zesty Bestie made like that point. He every time goes to the bathroom, his views drop. Like, and he's like, how do we incorporate it where it's like, I want to go to the bathroom, I'm streaming for 6 hours.
You need a fun
And
be right back screen. You need
yes,
you need
like you
something
need something for people to stay, because like on Twitch, for example, they
dancing
have
zesty bestie.
yes,
know,
and
something-
they
yeah.
on Twitch have the option to be like, oh, I'm going to the bathroom here, play. I think it's Word with Friends or something. Like
Yeah.
you're able to play games while the
Words
person
on stream. I do it
Yes,
a lot.
I think
that's
that's,
the
I
one.
think
Yeah.
that's where somebody like Gaggle kind of comes into play too, because during a break, a bio break, if you will, as a streamer, you can kind of set it up to have your fans have a game or something that they can still interact with. So you're still
Yeah.
grabbing all that engagement while you're even away from AFK. You know, I think that's kind of we're trying to do that at Mob Crush quite a bit. The be right back screen was a big potential for advertising or for to buy into those things. So we were trying to taking a break or AFK was a big thing. So I think that maybe there's something there still.
Yeah, for sure.
Has anybody fixed that yet? Because we were talking about this like a decade ago, and I still on Be Right Back screens don't see advertising.
I don't.
No.
That's what I'm wondering. Like now that we're talking, are we sending out million and billion dollar ideas during this podcast?
We're not gonna
Everyone's
build
writing
them.
it down.
We're like, we need other. We can monetize. We're not. I don't want to go to a tech team and say, go build me a Be Right Back advertising ad unit. Like that's not our core business. But if you do it, please help us. Let us help you structure your cap table with
Yeah.
traders.
There you go.
Yeah, no, it's interesting because it still does feel like live monetization and live streaming is still a little bit in the Stone Age. Like I feel like there's been a ton of innovation, don't get me wrong. Like what Stream Elements has done and Stream Labs and everything, like that stuff has been unbelievable. Oh, Dakota just said Daily Dose of Internet is getting a lot of views from streamer bathroom breaks. I love that. We're gonna have to do some research on streamer bathroom breaks because I
There you
just
go.
haven't looked into that market in a while. But
Yeah.
like there's still not a lot of easy systems to like. Where's the revenue optimizer widget for Twitch where it's like literally like I can click a menu of things where it's like when I go to Be Right Back, put that up, Every
Yeah.
time somebody says, every time I have a win in Fortnite, have Flamin' Hot Cheetos brought to you by this thing, kind of like Streamly does, right?
Yeah.
I just want it to be easy, and I want it to be one HTML layer that I put in OBS once and just optimize my revenue, you know?
Yeah, if it's too tricky, people won't want to do it. And they already have
Yeah.
so much going on OBS. They're like, and now with the cross streaming, they have TikTok Studio Live, and there's just so much going on. So I think the easier the better, guys. Let's
Yeah,
make it
I mean,
easy
when I
peasy.
was the head of gaming creators at Facebook, I took a million pitches with technologies where they said, this couldn't be easier. First, you open up your OBS window, and then you go into this and you type in, and I'm like, nope. As soon as you have to type in something, you're out. It's open up OBS window and drag something.
Yeah.
It's like as far as it'll go.
you leave it there.
Or if they're like, hey, we just need somebody to sign in just once and add all their stream keys and everything. And then before they go live, they have to go back to the website. And I'm like, nope, done. It's just
Yeah, the
gotta be
second
like,
you leave and come back, you're done.
yeah,
Yeah.
you've got to be able to go into OBS and hit the go live button with everything already set up, or go into your stream deck and hit one button. And if it's anything more complicated than that, then it's like, I don't care how much more money it makes you. It's too much drag.
Yep.
There's my challenge to everybody out there. Make it a one click. I want to be able to touch a button on my stream deck that says, make me as much money without bugging my audience
go.
as possible, and just have it
The
run.
biggest button
You know?
that says all that too.
Totally,
Make
yes.
me
It's
as
got to
much
be.
money as-
They gotta get Gen Z slang for that, like the same way that Riz became like a meaning a lot of things at once. Like, what's
6,
the
7
make as
button.
much money as easily as possible? Oh, we'll pitch around that later. We'll build a tool for it. We'll ask ChatGPT. One more big thing that's happening over on our side, though, is we are starting to do a lot more of the structuring of cap tables around creators. I think we can't talk about what the companies are yet, but a lot of creator economy companies were doing it for. A lot of creator economy tech that helps them on that side. A lot of AI companies, some CPG stuff. First of all, if you're an investor and you're watching right now, hit me up, because a lot of these companies are raising right now on top of bringing in creators to de-risk their go-to-market. But I'm starting to learn a lot about the regulatory complexities around even just creators investing their influence. And I see this as both a challenge and an opportunity. It's an opportunity because if we can untangle this and make it easy for people, then awesome, we've got that value out there. Where I think that it's bothersome is I don't think that there's a regulatory framework yet for investing your influence. Everything's built around money. And in the attention economy, it's not all about money anymore. But
Right.
I don't know if this is so much a discussion point so much as a what's happening here.
But we have media value against the attention, right? Like we've established that, or we've had that established since the 60s, right? So
Yeah.
there is
But
money.
how do you pay taxes on a shout out?
Right. You got to tax your followers or something, or
Yeah.
tax
And
your
if something
views.
is like pre-value, like pre-valuation, and you're getting percentage of shares on something that's pre-valuation, is what's that worth? Is it like that old school option thing where it's like I'm optioning that script for a penny so that it's very clean, you know?
Did Clooney put money into the tequila, Casamigos?
I know
Clooney
Ryan
actually-
Reynolds did for Mint. I'm not sure about Clooney and Casamigos. I think he did, right? Wasn't it purchased? Wasn't it
I
a
don't
brand
know.
first? I don't remember. But yeah, I mean, the cleanest way to do it is have the creators invest money and then also promote it. But I know that a lot of creators are just like, let me make it famous. And that's very valuable. That's more valuable than money in a lot of cases.
It'd be
Yeah.
great if you could cash out your influence somehow and then use that as cash, but that's not that's not in this current state of reality.
I'm wondering if someday there will be it feels like we're moving in that direction little by little. Like, there's companies like BrandPay that are out there where it's like you can essentially make your own branded content around brands and then get money from the brands for it without having to go through application processes and everything. You just kind of do it and then the money just hits your account. I'm wondering if this is going to force an assignment of for nothing else but tax purposes, because we all know how regulations work, right? They're only going to do it if it's going to make the government more money. But like, if there's going to be some sort of standardization around
Yeah.
how you receive, how you give and receive influence and what that means in terms of regulatory compliance outside of just like compliance around saying that you're getting paid for it, and then
Yeah.
taxes outside of just like, well, you have to, every time you get money you have to declare it, or every time you get a gift you have to declare it in terms of the value
Yeah.
of the gift, right? We're going to be the ones to solve that because it's
There you go.
I love
existential
it.
for our company. So
Right. Yeah, we have to.
yes, this is the stuff that keeps me up at night. I don't have the answer, but we'll find it. So I love it. Well, any other big news in the stealth world or in the creator economy world we haven't hit on?
I have nothing. I've just been having a very productive last few weeks, and I'm really happy with how things have been moving with stealth. We've been
geez,
making a lot of
Q4.
inroads with people, and obviously we'll be able to tell more when that happens, and it's all closed and inks on paper and all that. But things are going really well.
Yeah, the brand deal funnel is definitely going. Happy to say that Collins and Devin Key on the Microsoft Copilot deal we did with them, they promised 5 million views. They just topped 6. So everybody, we love those win-win-wins, and that one's a win-win-win. So
Yeah.
one thing that I will not tease so much as I can talk about it a little bit, but we signed a reality star who we can't talk about because she has not announced yet that she's going to be a star of an upcoming reality series. But this has been a unique challenge for me. I mean, I've been doing this for 20 years, and for the first time ever, we have somebody we're very excited about who has a lot of potential energy, and we literally can't talk about because of her contracts. So, like, setting up infrastructure for months and months and months, knowing that there's going to be a moment in the future where there's going to be a lot of press and action around her, and right now, literally, just have to like treat her like a 0 to something build, almost like when it almost reminds me of 2012 when Brian and I were working together at Fullscreen, and a brand would come to us and just say like, okay, how do I do this Instagram thing? And we'd be working with these Fortune 500 brands that are setting up their Instagram for the first time ever. I'm essentially doing that, but on the talent side, where it's like, all right, you're going to be a creator now. So let's like start with best practices and grow from there. It's kind of fun.
Fundamentals.
I feel like it's a good time though, because then it's like, okay, obviously things are coming and it's such like a work in progress. So now it's a good time to mold them to be like, okay, you should do this because
as long as all that content is banked and flooded, once that goes live and all that stuff can be talked about, you just need to make sure there's a moment there, and I'm sure we're all ahead of that.
Yeah,
exactly.
Most reality stars are terrible at social media, and I'll go ahead and do it. I'll blame their managers. I think a lot of them have managers that are just looking at how to sell them while the show is on, not how to build something that can sustain after the show is on, except for RuPaul's Drag Race, where every one of those queens absolutely crushes it on social media. They, before the season, during the season, after the season, launching podcasts, the Trixie Mattel thing that's just like nonstop freight train of success after being on it. So like, if a reality star wants to know how to do it right, just look at anybody who's ever been on RuPaul's Drag Race and just do that.
Yeah.
It's a
people
great
are
show.
Scared to do that stuff. But it's like they are a good base because they already had it before they went on the show, and then now it's like even more. And it's staying consistent. It's like still doing it post show because then you're still relevant. It's like how a lot of reality stars don't know how to do that.
Yeah,
it's the navigation and frankly, of the post show.
Yeah, drag does have the benefit of being a visually shocking medium, right? It stops the scroll, but also these drag performers are also showing up on podcasts. They're doing the panel shows. They're making their own content on YouTube, Instagram. Oh my God, yes, every day, stories and Instagram, and I think that it just kind of speaks to this idea of like, what's your brand? How do you lean in, and then how do you keep reminding people what it is and why you're special in it? And I feel like the drag queens on RuPaul's Drag Race, like almost just inherently know it. Maybe it's just built into the culture more in a way that like, when I see like the people who are on Love Island, I just want to be like, gotta keep the story going, Love Island.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of them are just like back to posting bikini shots as soon as they're not on the show anymore. And I'm like, first of all, your audience is female, so don't just be posting thirst traps. That's
Yeah.
not what your core audience wants to see. Second of all, don't just be doing pictures. People want to hear you talk. They've heard you talk on
Yeah.
the show now for months, and they love you for your talking. Like,
Yeah.
go on Instagram stories, go on live, do all that
Yeah.
stuff. And third of all, what are you selling? What are you trying to do next? And how are you pushing that narrative forward? I feel like I go on a lot of Love Island profiles after their season is over, and I literally don't know what they want to do next. And that's a problem. Like, who are you now that you're not on Love
Yeah.
Island, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I think too, it's like just this last season is a good example because a lot of the more popular females, they all, the second they left the show, all these brand deals, and it was like flooded. They were like posting and doing photo shoots and all these things. Now, if they pop up on my feed, I'm like, oh, I forgot about you. You know, like it doesn't work anymore. Like it's like they have to know how to stay consistent. Otherwise, they're like they're going to all these events and they're still getting invited to stay relevant. But it's like how to navigate and post it. I mean, like, okay, now just focus on TikTok, do Snapchat, do that. Like they don't know. Everybody's lost.
But you're as the resident reality TV show fan. I mean, Brian and I will talk about some reality TV, but you're like the fan here.
Yes.
Like, wouldn't it be more interesting if after the season there was like hanging questions that they had that weren't quite addressed on the season, or something felt obscured,
100%.
and then they found ways to start just integrating and telling that story through their social media?
Yes, 100%. And I think too, it's like, again, Love Island's a really good example. It's like, then it's the waiting period of like, okay, they got off the show, and then it's the waiting period before they do the reunion. And so then it's like everybody's speculating, okay, all these things happened. Now they're out and they're seeing what X said about you and this person said about you. But then they go to the reunion, and obviously the reunion, when they film, it's probably a 8-hour shoot day, and they only show an hour and a half of it. And it's like everybody wants to see after the reunion, okay, but what did you think about this? What did you think about this? And some people navigate it well. But again, now it's November, and I don't even know what half of them are doing anymore because it's over. They're not relevant. Except like for one person, another person, this person, it's like they're still relevant because now
the Bravo ladies do really well.
They do very well.
The housewives crush it.
They keep their stories going, and it is very public.
Yeah.
Well, the good thing about the housewives is they're all trying to get to the next season, right? Because like on a lot lot of the shows, they don't carry over.
Season.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't downgraded. Yeah.
Or like Bethany Frankel, she's doing the stealth talent method. She built a sustainable business while she was at the height of her popularity, and that's why she's gonna be famous forever. Like, I don't even know if everybody who her history, like, I don't know if they know her as a reality star. Maybe
she's in her products are in my fridge.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
and this like that's the way to do it, is like make it so that your product is so popular that you're like, wait, how did that and I always point back to Kim Kardashian. Like, I think a lot of people who know Kim Kardashian now don't even remember how she first got famous.
Yes, 100%.
Which
I
is
feel like
it was a sex tape.
Oh, with the Ray J tape. I thought she was pretty popular before that.
I mean, she had a famous dad from the O.J. Simpson trial, Robert Kardashian. But like, she was a celebutante. Was she like ubiquitous? Did people know her name on the street? No. Like that was the inciting incident that she was then able to then get the reality show at a time where, frankly, that reality show wasn't a foregone conclusion either. Because remember, that was at a time where like Paris Hilton was the queen of celebutante reality show. They had the Gastineau girls on E! They had all of these celebutante shows because everyone was trying to do that. The Kardashians, like, it was just Kim. And they were able to make it work by building, leaning into social media, launching product, getting their wacky mom involved and having their wacky mom be wacky, and like
Yeah.
building out her sisters, and then having her sisters also be wacky and have well-defined characters. And like,
Yeah.
I give a lot of credit to Seacrest Productions, who were able to weave those narratives in the right way, but like,
Yeah.
not a foregone conclusion that he was going to be successful, you know?
Right.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, hey, they still have a show. They
still
still
have a
And
have a
Seacrest
show.
is now hosting Wheel of Fortune. That guy does it all, man.
Everything.
He is forever Ryan Seacrest. There he is a sieve for he is a personality-less, just kind of like good
I love
host. You know,
I think
Yeah,
he's great. He
sturdy.
is on the mark at all
Yep.
times.
Yep, he's not particularly funny. He's not particularly. He's just steady. And there's
He
something
is.
nice about just being like Dick Clark, right? Which is his idol.
He's
just
very
like
much Dick Clark.
He's
Yeah.
just a presenter who like nails being a presenter. You know,
And he doesn't
Yeah.
age.
Yeah,
They must
doesn't
have. They
age.
both have the Dorian Gray portraits in their houses that are aging for them. You know.
right? Exactly. Or they've got Bethany Frankel's husband, who's a plastic surgery helping. You know.
There you go.
Well, we're coming up on the end. Thank you so much for the conversation. As always, everybody who's listening, at Stealth Talent on all socials. Please follow our TikToks. We're trying to get that up to 50 followers so that we can get the live capabilities on it. And we've got like no content on it yet because we're a new company. But also you can follow all of our names too, just Googling our names, and follow us on LinkedIn for more. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, bye.